Hello, it's a beautiful Sunday evening, day number 15 in the month of June 2025. Good evening and welcome to Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. The show is proudly powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, and our media partner on this journey of a lifetime is the Business and Financial Times, the BNFT. Now, if you want to have a grasp of all that transpired on the show tonight, make a date and grab the Thursday edition of the BNFT, and you'll be able to read all that happened here on the show. Indeed, we are streaming live tonight on our social media pages. On Facebook, we are live at Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Still on Facebook, we are live at Port of Tema. And on YouTube, we are streaming live at Iron Port. Iron Port. Now, we are going to be getting interactive with you as usual. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, grab your phones, and send us your messages and comments via our dedicated WhatsApp line, which is 0538 077353. 0538 037353. And when the time is ripe and I pick signals from the production team, we shall activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. My name is Kennedy Mona. We are going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue the show. Please stay with us.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP will feel ya, huh? Will be feel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah, our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena.
You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately.
There you have it. Serena is not just a tool, it's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
All right, welcome back. It's now time for us to take a look at happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week.
The past week saw the staging of one of the country's most promising agricultural trade events, the Ghana Horticulture Expo 2025. Hosted at the Accra International Conference Center from June 11 to 13, the three-day expo brought together over 200 exhibitors and 3,000 visitors under the theme Innovate, Transform and Sustain, driving growth in Ghana's horticulture sector. This second edition of the Expo was organized by the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters in collaboration with the Ghana Export Promotion Authority and the Ghana Export and Import Bank, with a strong emphasis on empowering the youth in Ghana's horticulture value chain. The event was officially opened by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, who reaffirmed his government's unwavering commitment to agribusiness and announced a renewed national program to support Ghana's horticulture potential.
We're also implementing a game-changing strategy, the 24-hour economy initiative, to unlock Ghana's productive potential across all sectors. And I'm pleased to announce that on July 1st, the 24-hour initiative policy will be ready to go into operation. This policy will provide the framework for continuous production, processing and logistics in horticulture. It allows perishable goods like pineapples, mangoes, chilies and herbs to move swiftly from the field to ports to international shelves, minimizing losses and maximizing value.
Other speakers also acknowledged Ghana's strategic position and emerging leadership in Africa's agricultural transformation agenda, citing the country's immense potential to become a competitive agro-industrial hub of excellence and the critical role platforms like this Expo play in achieving that goal.
Imagine a Ghana where irrigation pumps hum through the night, nurturing crops while we sleep, agro-processing plants run second and third shifts, turning fresh produce into juices and dried fruits for export. Refrigerating trucks move goods from farm gates to port terminals at 2 a.m., beating traffic and preserving freshness. Cargo terminals and inspection desks operate round the clock, facilitating seamless exports. Digital platforms enable real-time trade across time zones, matching Ghanaian produce with buyers across the globe. This is not a fantasy, His Excellency. It is a vision within reach. If we are bold enough to coordinate policy, energy access, security, labor structures, and technology.
Over the past year, our support for agribusinesses have intensified through specialized facilities such as our export trade facility, receivables discounting schemes, and provisional guarantee instruments. GAZIM has enhanced access to working capital for exporters, improved liquidity, and de-risked investment in agricultural value chains. We are especially focused on enabling SMEs and youth-led agribusinesses to scale production and meet export standards.
Today marks a proud moment for the Ghana Export Promotion Authority as we come together to spotlight Ghana's horticultural potential. This Expo positions Ghana as a leading hub for horticultural excellence in Africa. Indeed, Ghana is steadily establishing itself as on a global stage for high-quality horticultural products and exports.
Let us have this Expo with removed and renewed conviction that horticulture is not a side note in Ghana's development agenda, it's a strategic pillar, that our fruits can nourish both stomachs and economies, that together we can make Ghana the horticulture of West Africa, if not the whole of Africa.
President Mahama also opened the exhibition at the Expo grounds, where several companies mounted stands showcasing the quality products they have to offer.
The Commissioner of the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Brigadier General Glover Ashon Annan, has met with officials at the Tema collection as part of his working visit to engage frontline personnel and chart the course for the division's future under his leadership. The meeting, which took place on Monday, June 9, 2025, saw the Commissioner outline a transformational agenda centered on three core pillars: digitalization, streamlining of operational procedures, and enhanced stakeholder engagement. Brigadier General Annan emphasized the need to modernize customs operations and pledged to revitalize the Customs Training Academy at Ketoi, boost logistics support at collection points, and strengthen internal administrative systems.
The academy is there, and it's just lying fallow. Apart from the recent custom officers that we passed down, training is actually not going on seriously. So I intend using the academy very well. So we'll have a two-tier, one for the juniors and then one for the seniors. And it's custom tailoring. And so it is, the idea is to enhance officers' strategic thinking capacity and also reinforce the understanding of global geopolitics in line with our paramilitary stature.
As part of his visit, the Commissioner also took time to tour key operational areas under the Tema collection. This included a fishing harbour, the Golden Jubilee Terminal, and the Transit Terminal, where he interacted with staffs and gained first-hand insight into daily operations and challenges. He assured personnel that the concerns raised will be addressed promptly to create a more efficient working environment. He expressed confidence in the Tema collection's ability to meet and exceed its 2025 revenue target over 23 billion cedis. As of May, the collection already had mobilized 17.2 billion cedis, a performance the Commissioner described as a strong signal of the team's capability. Nationally, the Customs Division is expected to rake in 72.6 billion cedis by the end of the year. On the economy, Brigadier General Annan stated that the cedi's recent appreciation against major international trading currencies is expected to yield medium to long-term benefits for the country's trade outlook.
The duties they were paying, somebody said it was paying like 120,000 duty for an item. Currently, the person is paying 60,000, which means that the person will now have more cedis to import, an additional. So we see the revenue dipping in the short term, but in the medium to long term, we are sure that this will go up. But there are a few things that we need to be doing. With the depreciation, it means that we must enhance classification, valuation, and examination.
Supporting the Commissioner's vision, the sector commander of the Tema collection, Assistant Commissioner Teresa Potaki, assured him of her outfit's continued commitment to national revenue goals. She noted that the Tema collection remains the backbone of customs operations and pledged to work closely with the new commissioner to exceed expectations.
The total revenue garnered for the period of January to May this year is 17.206 billion, with a deviation of 27.85%. Commissioner, in spite of the present shortfall, Tema collection is poised and resolute in the quest to attain this year's revenue targets and exceed it. And I know my officers are up to the task and will do it.
This visit marks one of Brigadier General Annan's first official engagements since assuming office and sets the tone for what many anticipate will be a result-driven tenure.
If you're happy and you know, say amen. Amen. Put a smile on the chances.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, in partnership with the Rotary Club of Tema Meridian, has renovated 3 classrooms at the Save Them Young Orphanage School in Ashaiman, Bethlehem, putting smiles on the face of children and caregivers alike. The renovation, undertaken through a 70,000 Ghana cedi appeal by the Rotary Club, involved plastering, tiling, window installation, painting and electrical works. These refurbished spaces are set to serve as a crèche, a special needs classroom and a library, critical learning environment for the orphanage's 75 children, many of whom were brought in through social services, DOFSU and the court system. Speaking during a tour of the renovated facilities on Thursday, June 12, 2025, orphanage physician Alfred Nyankum detailed the transformation, highlighting the continuous efforts of the orphanage's founder, Reverend Dr. Colleen Opoku-Amoaben, to improve educational infrastructure through donor support.
So this is a 2-story building. And then we've gotten to this far because anybody can walk in to support. Right. So what we are seeing are support from loved ones that comes. So we are stuck now. So we are praying that we get another sponsor who will help us.
President of the Tema Meridian Rotary Club, Adelaide Owusu-Mensah, who led coordination efforts, commended GPHA for its consistent support. She encouraged the authority to keep prioritizing impactful community projects and its CSR outlook.
To Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, before you even go around, we say a big thank you. But we also say that we are not done yet. We desire to build more of such impactful partnerships with you. So when we knock again, you know what I mean. Oliver and Olivia, we ask for more. So when we knock on your door, we hope your doors will always be open. We can do even more. Together we can touch more lives.
GPHA's delegation was led by Kennedy Mona, Principal Marketing and Corporate Affairs Officer, who reaffirmed the authority's commitment to supporting initiatives that align with its core CSR pillars of health, education and environment.
I must say GPHA is pleased to have been able to also lend a support, lend a helping hand. My understanding is that this is a 3rd project that GPHA has collaborated with Rotary to undertake. And I know it's work in progress. This is not the end of it. We know that the collaboration will go on as far as we have life and as far as the business is sustained and it keeps rolling.
Headmistress of the orphanage, Amanda Moabeng, also expressed deep appreciation for the intervention, calling it a timely act of kindness that brings hope to the most vulnerable.
But we just pray for everybody that participated, for Rotary Club for noticing us, for supporting, that everything or every desire that you look for, every person who paid a dime or who participated in one way or the other, even taking the video, we say God richly bless you from the depths of our hearts. Our prayers will go on for you daily, even from the children. Now there's a proper reason to wear their uniforms every day because they have a classroom to go to. So again, we say thank you so much.
All right, so those were happenings in the port and shipping industry over the last week. We are now going for the word or phrase of the day. And remember, the word or phrase of the day segment has been fashioned to bring you up to speed with the terminologies and jargons we use in the shipping industry. Today's word, declaration. Declaration.
The customs declaration carried out by the importer allows the authorities to determine if the goods are authorized to enter the country and if they are subject to import licenses or quotas. Custom duties are levied on the basis of the declaration. Customs uses the declaration for statistical purposes.
And now straight on to our health and safety tip for the week. And this week we are talking about how to keep a well-stocked first aid box.
keep a well-stocked first aid box. However small your business, it's important to have a properly stocked first aid box. Have someone monitor its contents to make sure it always contains the necessary first aid items. Depending on your organization's size, you may also need to have staff on site with first aid training. Make sure their first aid qualification is kept up to date.
All right, we're zooming into our discussion proper tonight, and this is the Father's Day edition. We'd like to say a very big happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there who break their backs every day to see to the welfare of their families, to cater for the children, and to ensure that everything is smooth at home as far as, providing all the necessities of life to their wards and their families is concerned. And so happy Father's Day. And indeed, I'll come to the studios and also say happy Father's Day to my guests. I'll be introducing them shortly, but I would like to acknowledge the fact that tonight we're taking a look at how to drive Ghana's export-led growth through horticulture, unlocking finance capacity, and global market access. And this particular topic comes on the back of the recently held Ghana Horticulture Expo 2025, which was indeed, launched by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama at Accra International Conference Center last week, during which he announced the fact that pretty shortly or very soon, the port of Tema and Takoradi will be declared 24-hour hubs, so to speak. And so we have assembled a team here to do justice to the topic. With us in the studio tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Bright Evans-Daku, who is the General Manager, SME Banking, the Ghana Export-Import Bank. That's the Exim Bank, I guess. Absolutely, yes, sir. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to be here too.
Awesome, awesome.
And
yes.
I bring you greetings from my CEO, Mr. Sylvester Mensah.
Absolutely. We hold him high regard, and we thank him so much for facilitating your coming here. Let me also introduce to us Mr. Davis Kobo, who is the President of the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters, FAGE. He's no stranger to the show. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening. Let me also say good afternoon to your cherished viewers.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed, sir. And to my left is Mr. Fred Asante-Omane, who is the Head of Agribusiness Department, Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Good evening, and pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
Also, let me also bring greetings from my CEO,
yes,
the hardworking lawyer Francisco
Jukwati, absolutely,
who sends his regards to you as well.
Great.
Thank you.
Awesome. And once again, let me say Happy Father's Day to you all.
Happy Father's Day to
thank you
all
for
of
obliging
us.
us. Yeah. Absolutely. So let me begin with Mr. Kobo. You were deeply neck deep in the organization of the Ghana Horticulture Expo 2025. You were there throughout the 3 days and all that. I just want to find out from you what your estimation of it is. How did it pan out for you?
Okay,
as page and organizers of it?
Thank you very much. Yes, for us, this has been one of the major and breakthrough agri fairs in this Ghana, in this country. If you look at, we had well over 200 exhibitors and over 3,000 trade visitors. The records are there. I mean, if you key in, you see it. And if you look at the sort of deals, because the last time I said in one of the radio stations that we're looking to strike a deal of less than about $500 million, and people sold well. If you look at the outcome, I mean, a lot of people, I know people were selling, they couldn't get more, so they had to go ship things from Tamale, and then also for them to sell. And if you look at my major highlight was the side seminars,
right?
Which, I mean, the room takes 400, but if you look at the videos, the rooms were packed. People were standing. We had to go and look for seats and rearrange and a whole lot. And throughout the 3 days, I mean, it was back to back. The first day we had just a session. The second day we had 3 sessions. The third day same, and it was packed, both rooms. So that tells you that people are itching to do business. People see horticulture as a better destination in making sure that they rake in the necessary foreign exchange. So there should be a turnaround. And for me, our communique is going to come out clearly to make sure that we identify, because we've identified some gaps. So we just not going to, it's not going to be a sleepover. We're going to work on those gaps to make sure, because the first is the Expo, which has been done. The second is for us to articulate most of the concerns. That is what we are looking at. And that's the one reason why I'm happy that sitting on my left with the Gazim Bank, on my right with the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, because for me, these are the main people who need to be able to articulate and make sure that we get to our final destination.
Right. Awesome. Let me still stay with you a bit and find out from you, from the Federation's perspectives, what do you think are the main barriers or challenges that, horticulture exporters grapple with?
Okay, so for us, the Federation, FAGE, I keep saying that it's not just a name. FAGE is an agenda, it's a movement for us to stimulate export. And if you're going to stimulate export, then make sure that you get a clean shave where you don't have impediments.
Yeah.
Currently, and I said it, and I'm happy the President responded to that. And part of the things we want to see, like the post, where we run 24/7 at the post. This is sort of thing, because we don't want any impediments. Because for me, we ship out to neighbors. I mean, the outside the country, Europe, US, and others. We see them working 24/7. So we think that these are sort of things we need, and also infrastructure deficit,
right?
And also funding. But I'm happy to announce that for funding, GESIM, in collaboration with Ghana Export Promotion Authority, are doing something about it, because it has been a bottleneck, and if you don't clear that, it becomes an issue. Because what I keep saying is, when you talk about export, and you neglect the production ecosystem, it becomes a problem. Because if you don't produce, what do you then export?
That's true.
That has been a problem. Currently, as we speak now, we have issues at Tema Port where, the Shed 9, the fruit, vegetable terminal belongs to with the exporters.
Yes.
But I think we were there one time when they said that they've increased tariffs. And I'm sure you are there, so you know what we did. To the extent that we had to go make sure that we moved to cabinet in 2023.
Right.
So the thing is still hanging. In President Kufuor's
That's since 2023?
Yes. Okay. In President Kufuor's own wisdom, he said that we should go and invest our millions of dollars on the farms so that we get some sort of rebates at the port.
Yeah.
That was the more reason why we got the Steve Doring license.
Right.
As we speak, we don't have the Steve Doring license, and we're not going to sit down to allow people to just move us back to back, because the issue here is we have done so much we can. If you look at the statistics, 2 years ago we brought in $3.9 billion US dollars. Last year, 2024, 3.8. So that tells you that, and in as much as we are bringing this money, we are still targeting that. Look, if you look at even tree crops alone, there's 6 commodities. If we put us together and make sure that we clear all impediments in a way, we should be able to drive out of the 6 commodities about $20 billion a year.
Right.
You understand me? So most of these bottlenecks need to be cleared for us to be able to get there.
What are the commodities we are talking about?
The 6 commodities, we're talking about mango, we're talking about coconuts, we're talking about shea, rubber, oil palm, and cashew. Aside that, FAGE is developing 3 commodities. We're developing mango again, pineapple, sweet potatoes, chili pepper, habanero, yam, coconuts, and the last one, and fonio.
Right.
We are even adding banana, avocado, and the rest. So we have been intentional about what we want to do, because for us, like I said, the answer to CD depreciation is not to print more money.
Right.
The answer to CD depreciation is to be able to increase your export. So once you drive export and decrease your import, you are able. It's trade balance. You understand me? So if you have a balance of payment issues, all you need to do is to be able to increase your export and decrease your import. So once that is done, we reckon a lot of foreign exchange to curtail the constant depreciation of our CD against the major currency. Currently, we've seen some sort of appreciation. What we want to see is stability. The only way we can get that stability to be able to export more to reckon the foreign exchange.
Absolutely. Right, let me come to Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Mr. Fred Asante-Omane, and find out from you. I was there at the International Conference Center, and I saw, the vintage Honorable Francis Kwarteng Arthur, your CEO, make his presentation or deliver his speech He spoke highly of some of the things that you have put in place to ensure that you support this particular sector. I want to find out from you, from your angle, from your perspective, what were the key takeaways from the Ghana Horticulture Expo 2025, and in terms of Ghana's export readiness, and especially for this particular sector, horticulture.
All right, thank you very much. To add to what Chairman Davis said.
Yes.
So the Expo that ended just this Friday has been one of a great success, if I should put it that way.
Absolutely.
My key takeaway is government recognition for the sector, and their support for the sector. In fact, the big announcement that came that I was excited about was the uninterrupted 24-hour operation at the ports, starting 1st July.
Absolutely.
Because what we've seen over the years is the delays at the ports that is causing our food not getting to the destinations fresh and the quality that the market wants.
Yes.
So we believe that once it's uninterrupted, 24-hour service provision is going to get to destination markets fresh and in the quality that the market wants.
Right.
Now, another thing that I took out from the exhibition was the packaging of the product that were exhibited.
Yes.
I mean, this packaging can be compared to any global packaging.
Right.
I mean, the product that were on exhibition were of a commendable packaging. I mean, you could see that the packaging and see that this is a well thought through, and people have invested in this sector.
Yeah.
They've invested because they've seen the potential in the sector and they see what the sector can do for them. Now, another takeaway that I want to talk about is the involvement of the youth and women in this Expo.
Absolutely.
You could see a lot of SMEs that came to the exhibition were youth and women.
Yes.
And Chairman mentioned about the seminars that were held. These seminars were held concurrently.
Right.
But all the halls, 40-seater, 400-seater, were packed to capacity, were full to capacity.
Right.
Which tells you that people have actually getting to know that the sector, the horticulture sector,
there's potential,
there's potential, huge potential, and holds the economy of Ghana.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, for Ghana's Promotional Authority and leadership of lawyer Francis Nata, we are committed to support the sector.
Right.
And we've done so. Faith can attest to it. We supported them in so many ways, in market intelligence, in providing, taking them to trade fairs and all of that. So we are committed to the sector, to the growth and development of the sector.
Yes. I'll still stick with you briefly, and how you intend to build on the momentum of the Expo to support more smallholder and young exporters into, for them to venture into the international markets. Like you rightly said, it was fixated or centered on youth and women. Yeah.
So thank you very much. If you listen to the speech delivered by my CEO, he indicated that together with FAGE, we're going to roll out the Youth in Export program. Now, this program, when it's rolled out, is going to involve a lot of youth in selected communities.
Yes.
These communities are communities that are going to support the growth of exportable products. So what we are going to do is we're going to engage chiefs to give us land. Then we engage FAGE because they have the technical expertise and all of that. They know the requirement that the market wants for each value chain.
Yes.
So they will give expertise. They will coach the selected youth to produce, so that this produce will be off-take by the same FAGE and the exporters for a period until such time that the youth have learned the ropes and they are able to export themselves.
Yes.
So that one is there. Then, in order not for momentum to, die off, we're already doing some product expansion programs.
Yes.
You're already supplying coconuts, you're already supplying pineapples, you're already supplying high-yield vegetable seeds.
Right.
And all of these, because what we realize is that when you go for this trade fair, international trade fair, and come back, the capacity to produce and to meet the orders is a bit of a challenge.
Because there's high demand.
High demand, but where we don't have the production to meet the demand.
Right.
So what we've gone to do is to, together with FAGE, procure some seedlings and seeds and give the sector so that we'll be able to meet the growing demand of these our horticultural products. So these are some of the things that we are doing. And we also build capacity of the exporters, because the export business is about meeting standards and meeting the requirements of the market.
Yes.
And GEPA, through our export school, we're able to build the capacity of exporters, potential exporters, to be able to meet the requirements and standards that the market requires.
Right.
One of them, and just to add, is now the EU has made it mandatory to for exporters to have the e-traceability code.
Right.
So what we're doing with PPRSD is to engage a lot more of the exporters and try to generate the code for them so that when they get to the market, they won't have any challenges out there.
Right. Yes. Okay, so let me go to Mr. Bright Ivan Stark, General Manager, SME Banking, Ghana Exports Import Bank. The two of them, one thing that ran through their submissions is the fact that, yes, this expo was fixated at women and, young people, that's the youth. And most of their businesses, we can all agree, qualifies to be called SME, small and medium enterprises. I just want to find out from you what your philosophy, the Exim Bank's philosophy on financing is when it comes to horticulture and agribusiness export development for our motherland.
Okay, thank you very much. Our philosophy is based on 3 principles. One is export-driven,
right?
Meaning that we are looking at businesses that are into the export sector,
right,
or are within the export value chain.
Okay,
that's number 1.
Right.
Number 2, we are also driven by value addition. Much as possible, want to discourage export of raw
material. Yeah, sure.
Where people will add value to commodities before they are exported, because that creates more value for the product and also creates employment locally.
Right.
The third philosophy that drives our activities is employment.
Right.
We are a development bank. So when the time we are giving concessionary loans and all that, we want to see these loans create large-scale employment for the people of Ghana.
If you can draw your mic close to you. Okay.
To the people of Ghana. So these are the 3 philosophies that drives all that we do in terms of lending at Ghana Exim Bank.
Right. Okay. So what specific loan guarantee products or guarantee products are available for new horticultural entrepreneurs, especially the youth and women?
Good. We have 3 ones. I'll mention them. We've been going for trade fairs with GPHA and FAGE for some years now.
Right.
And one of the challenge which the FAGE president mentioned is funding.
Yes.
So the bank has developed a specific product to provide working capital for Ghanaian exporters who have export orders but don't have the needed working capital to be able to meet these orders. It is called the Export Trade Facility.
Right.
All you need is to get an export order, to come to us, and it's a fast-track product.
Yes.
So we provide the needed working capital for you to be able to meet these export orders.
Right.
The second one that we have is called the Export Guarantee Facility.
Okay.
There are times that exporters are taking facilities from banks, but they don't have the needed collateral.
Yes.
We are saying that if you are an exporter and you have an order to meet, you have a facility with a bank, but you don't have the collateral.
Yes.
We come in to provide the bank guarantee to the commercial bank to enable them to lend to you.
Right.
Now, our new CEO, Mr. Sylvester Mensah, has set up a guarantee fund.
Yes.
Okay, said that all guarantees that we issue to these exporters are backed by cash.
Yes.
A dedicated fund. And it's also allow us to be able to provide more guarantees for these exporters. The third one is the facility called the Export Receivable Financing. Sometimes the exporters export with under 60-day credit line, 90-day credit line, 30-day credit line. As soon as you export, you can bring us the bill of ladings and we'll discount this bill of lading and give you up to 70% of the value of the receivables.
Yes.
Just so that the exporter can be able to do multiple cycles and will not be crippled by the credit line that they've given to the other bit that we also do. We also provide funding for businesses or exporters who want to expand their export production.
Right.
So you want to buy machineries to be able to produce more, you want to set up factories to be able to produce more.
Yeah.
We are able to give you long-term concessionary loans.
Right.
And I'm glad to inform you that we are able to give up to 7-8 years loans, just so that exporters can get the necessary equipment and machines to produce well. And these loans come at concessionary rates, so that the Ghanaian exporters can be competitive in the international marketplace.
Right. Awesome. Thank you very much indeed. Let me come to Mr. Kobo once again. And he mentioned the fact that, yes, one of the takeaways he took from the Expo was the fact that, yes, the packaging was apt compared to any international product that you find on the shelves globally. I know this has been a very long-standing issue, the issue of packaging. right from the days when Madam Majori Abdin and Co were in the leadership of FAGE and all that. I just want to find out from you, was it deliberate? How did you get your people, the exhibitors, so to speak, to package their products quite nicely to the admiration of the GEPA and other stakeholders that attended?
So thank you very much. And I'm happy you mentioned during the Majori days. I think it wasn't just a day thing.
Yes.
People have been very intentional about what they are doing for the past years. And like he rightly said, people have identified the export business as a place where they can easily make good money.
Yes.
So in that sense, they also see competition as a threat, not internal, but external competition as a threat.
Yes.
So once you're able to see both external and internal competition as a threat, then what you have to do is to reposition yourself. And that's the more reason why you've seen a lot of people upping their game with such packaging.
Yeah.
I am aware that EXIM in the past has also invested in most of these exporters, not exporters alone, most of these exhibitors. You know, when you walk through the center, exhibition center, you saw the EXIM exhibitors, you saw the GEPA exhibitors.
Yes.
It's not just by the name. These are people that have benefited from such institutions.
Right.
So it's not just about the packaging, it's about building their capacity and making sure that you send them for affairs, shows for them to see what their competitors are doing that and drive home same.
Right.
So that's the more reason why you've seen it. So we are being intentional about what we are doing because for us, we think that the other countries are no better than us when it talks about product development. One thing they are beating us with, they have funding to be able to do that. It's not, when you talk about common sense, we all have the common sense, but then the wherewithal is what has been a problem. And that's the more reason why you see our packaging. You saw our packaging years back, not really fitting the international standards. But as we speak now, currently, nobody will want to purchase anything that is under the standard, below standard, because in any case, there are certification processes. Because anybody who is into this, we try to build their capacity, make sure that they walk through the various standards. That's the more reason why we have the certification bodies all over trying to train them and make sure that they produce to that standard. So if the produce is getting to the standard, the packaging material should also get to the standard.
Right.
The handling and other things should also get to that particular standard. And that was the reason why you saw. But I think for me, the Expo was just a small place. If you really want to see it, let's go back to the various factories.
Right.
All the various exhibitors who came have factories all over. So we can go back to their factories and see what they are doing. Or we can go to the various supermarkets and see what they put there.
Yeah.
That tells you that they are ready for competition. And once we clear the various bottlenecks for them, once you give them the very necessary loans they are looking for, I think that they're able to do. What I'm preaching, I'm trying to tell they should be able to have what I tell organic loan. Organic loan in the sense of green equity. Because for me, you go, not as him per se, I'm talking about the commercial banks.
Yes.
Because the commercial banks are talking about collateral. It's a landed property they are looking for. Not the produce, because for me, if I have a mango plantation, I think that the best thing for me is to use that plantation as a collateral.
Yeah, right.
You understand? If I have avocado plantation, because if you multiply avocado currently, 1 acre of avocado plantation, if well managed, you could get over 60,000 Ghana cedis. So if I have 1,000 acres of that, what is more better than collateral? So this is what I call the green equity and the organic. For organic, so once that is done, you are able to expand. We are able to get plantations all over. Because if we still want to work in silos where people are doing the very 1 acre, 2 acres, and others, it becomes an issue. Somebody could do 1 acre, but I also look at the vertical agriculture, where you put in, you maximize your output to get the volumes, to get the. When I talk about volume, I talk about the yield, the quality, and also to make sure that you have value to save.
Absolutely.
But all depends on the necessary funding. That's the more reason why I am trying to talk about it, because EXIM are not the only ones who are in this country. We have so many commercial banks in this country. And for me, there's one thing. We've been talking about EXIM. Why not DBG as well? Because their mandate is similar to EXIM.
Development Bank.
Exactly. Their mandate is almost like EXIM. But for me, if you ask me, if you place the two, I think that they should also expand their portfolio for our exporters to be able to dive into it and make sure that they work together to raise this country.
Right. I'll still stay with you and ask. The Youth Agribusiness Clinic was one of the key highlights of this year's Expo. I just want to find out from you your candid assessment of how effective it was and whether you have plans to, as it were, institutionalize it.
Yeah, so the the SME clinic was one of our biggest highlights as well, because we saw a lot of SMEs going there to ask. The name goes by it's a clinic. We set it as a clinic, so you go there and meet somebody to walk you through all the norms, from establishment of your company through to the production, export, and the likes.
Yes.
And if you look at the output or outcome, I think that what we are going to do is not going to be another wonder. What we are going to do is we're going to put them together. That's the more reason why I'm happy. The GPHA Export School.
Yeah.
Currently, the GPHA Export School is going to they are tweaking it a bit where faith comes in. And I'm happy Mr. Omani just said it.
Yes.
So faith comes in to be able to look like mentor the youth, because what they want to see success.
Yeah.
And they can't just wake up and say, look, I want to go into Expo. So the only thing to walk them through all the rudiments, make sure that you build their capacity. When I tell me the skill set, you build their capacity. You tell them what the market is looking for, where the markets are, the branding and the likes, and also give them the market itself, because they can't start producing or adding value when they don't have market.
Yes.
And that is faith. We stand for the exit. When I talk about the exit, we talk about the market, because we have been attending one of our major things to be able to stimulate export through most of this. We do that through trade shows and the likes.
Right.
So once we attend trade show, we get the market. So we bring the market and say, look, these are the standards. These are the requirements to that market. Produce to meet those markets. So that is how we wanted to package it.
Right.
We want to get the youth on board and make sure that we hold their hands to right. And I'm happy, like I said, to say that if I look at the outcome of the recent just ended Horticulture Expo and the youth clinic, I think that we have a future for these youth in this country.
Right.
Yeah.
Also.
There's a serious future.
Right. So let me come to Mr. Asante Omani and find out from you whether you have specific market access strategies as GPHA, to implement and help Ghanaian exporters compete in the EU and even in Africa under this whole AFTA arrangement.
Yeah, thank you. So just to talk about the branding, then I'll come back to the question. So GPHA has an activity that we call shelf scanning. So periodically, we have people going to the major shops to scan the shelves and see what products are there. So if the quality is not, or the branding is not as competitive enough, we put the contacts on it, we call them to the office, and we take them through some training.
Right.
So I think that has also contributed to the branding and the packaging of what you saw during the Expo.
Yes.
Now, yes, we have strategies. So the first thing that we do is we conduct market intelligence on a lot of these things, because you cannot do intelligence, you cannot access any market without knowing what the market wants.
Exactly.
So the market intelligence, then we do trade missions. So when we're able to identify the market, then we go there and speak to the Chamber of Commerce in those countries.
Right.
We also use the trade promotion organizations in those countries. We engage them to know what the market actually wants and what are the requirements for somebody to access those markets.
Right.
When all these things are done, then there's a need for us to go and showcase what we have. That's where the trade fairs and exhibitions and things comes in. So when we go, we showcase, we exhibit, then we're able to get some potential buyers and some potential investors. Even now, the objective is shifting a bit to not only buyers, but investors. Because you need investment in the sector. You need huge investors to actually come and partner existing producers and existing exporters to be able to upscale what they are doing. So that has been our strategy. So when there is capacity to be built, we build the capacity.
Yeah.
For after, I'm sure you are aware that you have the export trade house in Kenya.
Kenya, absolutely.
Yes, as we speak, there are more than about 600 different products on the shelves of the warehouse there.
Wow.
Plans are far advanced to establish quite a number of them in other key markets. I can talk of South Africa, that we want to establish one in South Africa, and even beyond, even Germany and the Americas and things. We have plans to establish these trade houses there.
Right.
Because when they are there, we're able to get access to those regional blocks. So, for instance, the Kenya one is serving the Eastern African bloc, but Kenya is just being used as a gateway to enter the market.
Right.
So we have quite some strategies to ensure that our products get to the destination markets and gets there wholesome. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. You mentioned capacity, and I just want to find out from you, that has been a major issue or a major concern. How is GEPA equipping producers as well as aggregators to meet phytosanitary quality as well as logistics standards?
Yes, like I mentioned earlier, we've been working with PPRSD. On PPRSD, because they are in charge of the phytosanitary certificates and all of that. We've been working with them on a constant basis to draw the attention to exporters and farmers what good agronomic practices they should follow to be able to harvest, very good quality produce for export that meets export market. So we've been doing that. We did that quite a lot. And the export school, like Chairman David said, is also one of the key avenues that we are using to build the capacity of exporters, not only exporters, but potential exporters. So if you have any intention of going to export and you come to the export school, at least the basic marketing fundamentals, you should be able to get it. Then the last one maybe is the market hub and the impact hub. We have a whole setup at our office where people come there and get access to some markets for certain products. We have officers there who take them through the tools to be able to identify what markets and what the requirements are and be able to meet those requirements for the export markets.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so let me come to Mr. Ivan Starko and find out from you in terms of supporting infrastructure, in this industry. I just want to find out from you how, you go about it, and such as cold chains, and in these expo zones, how do you go about supporting them? Do you have any specific, roles that you play?
Yeah, thank you very much. What we focus in that line is providing agro-processing factories at locations where we have products for export. So we set up those factories, 2 reasons. One, to process for export, and also to drastically minimize post-harvest losses. And to that effect, currently the bank is in the process of setting up a whole unit or department that is going to now focus on agro-processing alone.
Wow.
Agro-processing alone. And that is what we do. Now, we also notice that immediately you set up these factories, raw materials becomes a challenge. Currently, most of the factories that we finance are not producing to full capacity because of lack of raw material.
Shortage of raw
so
materials.
We are doing a bit of a backward integration where an agri-business department is being set up. And their focus is to finance agri-farms in large quantities. One, to feed the processing centers, and then also for food security. Now, we've noticed with experience that you don't set up a factory when there isn't adequate raw material to feed the factory. So immediately we are setting the agro-processing department, we are setting an agri department where special funding will be given for large-scale farming to feed these factories. Now, in time past, in Central Region, they have pineapple, they have citrus, and we set up one big pineapple factory, which is one of the largest in West Africa, in Ekumfi. Today, they are exporting to Walmart. Then we set up another one in Elimina because they have a lot of pineapple and citrus there, so that they can mop up the raw material there, and they are operating now. Then in Asebu, if you know in Ghana, Asebu has the largest orange and one of the sweetest oranges in the whole of the country. So we supported a company which is set up in Asebu to process the citrus. And they are also going to process coconut water for export. All that they are going to produce, majority of it is going to be for export. Now, we notice that most of the mango processors are in Accra. The Blue Skies the Beaumont and are in the south. But there are a lot of mangoes in the north. A lot of mangoes in BA. But Fage will know that most of the time they mop what they can get in the south first before they go to the north. So the bank strategically set up a mango processing factory in Kumasi to take care of all those farms up north. So that whilst the processing factories in the south are taking of the product in the south, that one, and that has been established and is doing very well now. They are even initially they set up to process concentrate, but now they are adding the finished goods, which is the juice, which can be drunk locally and also for export. Now, if you go to Oti region, we set up a yam processing facility there. So that, because there's a lot of yam there, Nambai and all those places, so that when there's the bumper season, a lot of them goes waste. Even transporting them from Nambai even to Accra, sometimes it takes 2 to 3 days. And that is supposed to mop up the excess there. Now, we set up another one in Tamale. There are a lot of yams there too, so that they can process these yams, refrigerate them. They could be sold locally and then also for export. So our strategy has been to bring the factories close to where the raw materials are. We don't really do coaching, but we believe in agro-processing. And our CEO has made it clear that one of his major focus is agro-processing, just so that we add value to our raw material. Look, cashew. The bank is in the process of supporting a cashew exporter, somebody who exports raw cashew. Last year, they did $3 million. And this company said, no, I want to set up a cashew processing factory in Techiman. They are going to be processing 20% of all the raw cashew nut we export from this country locally. And then export it straight to the US. You know, we move them to Vietnam, just process it, and then they export it to the US. And he's setting it up now, and the bank is fully, our CEO has been there to see the factory.
You cut off Vietnam, which is the middleman, and then straight.
Yes. They don't have cashew like we have. They just process and export. So he is setting up that factory there, and that factory is going to employ 1,200 workers, mostly youths. So that is what we do in the horticultural sector, just to focus on processing to add value to it.
Absolutely. Right. In terms of what do we call it? Payment, financial literacy and repayment, capacity when targeting informal or early stage agribusiness. How do you go about this?
Okay. We've noticed that has been a challenge, especially for those within the SME sector. We do that in 3 ways. One, we provide training for them. Okay, we provide training periodically. We train them on how to manage their businesses and how to get ready for funding from SM and even from some commercial banks. So training we do. 2 years ago, 2023, we brought 4 experts from Thailand to provide 1 week training for Ghanaian businesses engaged in the agro processing, and it went very well. Now, the second thing that we do is that we provide advisory. So we have a whole advisory department that when we get people who want our facilities, but we think that they lack a bit of knowledge, we move them to our advisory, and all the advisory that we provide is free of charge. All the advisory. In fact, sometimes we move beyond advisory to what we call hand-holding. Meaning that we don't just advise you and leave you, but we work hand in hand with you throughout the process. We actually even employed a food technologist, a doctor. He did his doctorate in Thailand. And he works with this client. Sometimes even how to identify the right machine to even buy is a challenge. So he works with them till they are ready. Even after funding, he still works with them and provide technical support to them. The third bit is that sometimes it is required that a technical person is engaged to support these exporters. In time past, and which we still do, we provide them consultants. Sometimes we get a consultant, sometimes they get a consultant, but in almost all the cases, we give it as grants so that the consultant's salaries does not become a burden on. Some few years ago, we engaged a consultant from Italy on a 2-year contract, and the bank provided grants fully for that. So you can see that some of the a client, they will have a loan and they will have a guarantee.
Absolutely.
And that guarantee sometimes cater for consultants to provide the technical. Export is globally competitive. You are competing with everybody globally. You can't afford to say this is Ghana's way of doing business. There is a best international practice, and we support our client to make sure that they meet those standards.
Absolutely. Awesome. So you heard Mr. Bright Evans Daku, General Manager, SME Banking, Ghana Export and Import Bank, that's Ghana Exim Bank. This is Iron Port here on Metropolitan Television, and tonight we're taking a look at how to drive Ghana's export-led growth through horticulture, unlocking finance capacity as well as global market access. With us in the studios, you just heard Mr. Bright Evans Daku. Like I said, he's the General Manager in charge of SME Banking, Ghana Export and Import Bank. We also have in the studios Mr. David Kobo, who is the President of the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters, and indeed Mr. Fred Omani Asante Omani, who is the head of agribusiness department, Ghana Export Promotion Authority. They are the three gentlemen we're having a discussion with. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. We'll also activate the phone lines for you to call in and contribute to the discussion. And some of the messages that you have sent, we'll share with the rest of the world. Please stay with us.
Energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP. Wufilia. Huh? Wubefeel. Goil, good energy. Yeah, yeah.
Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Oga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water. Or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Welcome to today's edition of Serene Insurance Business News. We present to you Serena.
You're right. You can complete an entire insurance process for the purchase of any motor and other insurance products, from onboarding to issuing a motor insurance sticker and policy certificate, all on WhatsApp in less than 10 minutes. Serena is simple to use and it prioritizes user ease and flexibility. You can either use voice notes or text to effortlessly issue your instant policy, cross-platform renewals, claims, and also process your payments through mobile money, Visa, and MasterCard. To engage Serena, just search for Serena Insurance on all social media handles and scan the Serena barcode or save her number 0500 517 114 and start chatting her on WhatsApp immediately.
There you have it. Serena is not just a tool. It's an innovation by Serene Insurance designed to redefine how motor and travel insurance are accessed and managed. Speed, convenience, and reliability.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
All right, welcome back. So we are going straight into the inbox, but I've been told we can also activate the phone lines for you to call in. The number to dial is 0245834980. It's right here on your screen. You can call that line and then contribute to the discussion. Now, this one is from Kweku in Kaswa. He says, very insightful discussion. I believe access to finance remains the biggest issue. Exim Bank should make the processes easier for smallholder farmers too, not just the big exporters. I hope you have taken notes, sir.
Yeah, I've taken notes.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Abnai Ho says, please ask the GEPA boss what they are doing to help women-led agribusinesses meet international standards. We grow the produce but can't meet EU packaging rules. Mr. Asante-Omane. Yes.
Yeah, so we would like to take Abna's contacts because they are the avenues for women.
Right.
We've been collaborating with ITC on a program called She Trades.
Okay.
And we do build capacity of women in agribusiness.
Right.
So, I mean, once she's in agribusiness, you can take her contact or you can even come to the office.
Absolutely.
Then we take it up from there.
All right. Yeah. So I'm sure the production team have listened. They would reach out to Abina and direct her and guide her as to where to come for assistance. Yao Asari in Techuan says, I run a pineapple farm. One big challenge is getting buyers who offer fair export prices. Is there a national platform where farmers can be linked directly to exporters?
Yes, so I think they will give my number to you, call me after the show.
Right.
Because we have the spec, the biggest pineapple exporters sits with Fitch,
right?
The federation. So we can talk to them, and I don't think they will come and cheat you because for them they are even looking for pineapple. They are producers themselves and exporters. The challenge is when you get people who are not producers, they are just exporters. This is where we have issues, and we will encourage Yao to also look for any of the associations because it is important. That's one thing I've seen. Because people are talking about freedom of association in Ghana.
Yes.
But the issue here is in every professions, in every how do you call it, trade, there are rules.
Yes.
For instance, you can't practice law in Ghana when you are not a member of the Ghana Law
Ghana Bar Association.
Ghana Bar Association.
Yeah.
You can't practice medicine when you are not
a member of the Ghana Medical Association of Ghana,
Medical Association.
Medical and Dental
It's the same.
Sure.
So even though there are ethics as well, so you can't just say because of freedom of association you don't do anything. In fact, the issue here is most of the flags we've had in the past are as a result of those who don't belong to any association. So once their capacity is not built, they don't even know the trending issues as far as those processes are concerned. So they do things anyhow. That's the more reason why we are looking at nail it at the back, because the issue here is we can't also allow few people to destroy the entire industry. That is one warning we have sounded. That we're going to go back, we're seeing our lawyers to see how best we can firm that up. And so I'll encourage you to look for any association. But you have my number. You call me and I'll direct you to any.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm sure the team would also send Mr. Asante-Omane's number to Abina Inho so that she can also reach out and then see what help can be provided.
Let me add this. Yes. So the lady called from, is it Ho?
Oh, yes.
Yes, so we have an office in Ho.
Yeah. Okay.
In fact, we have regional offices.
Right.
We have one in Kumasi, in Tamale, in Boga, in Ho, Koforidua, Cape Coast, and then Takoradi.
When are you having the WA office?
Very soon.
That's my point of interest, because that's my home region.
Yeah, very soon. Yes, very soon we have an office in WA, because we've seen that Boga and WA are far apart, and we need to have an office in WA as well. So
yes.
That one will come very. So we can contact the whole office. I can share my number as well.
Absolutely.
And contact them. I can give you the direction from there.
Also, great. Okay, so maybe Sena Shaiman says, I loved the idea of the agribusiness youth clinic. I hope it's not a one-time thing. Youth like me need hands-on help, not just talk. All right, thank you very much indeed. And
no, it is not one of the and the reason why we're giving the phase number out, because for us, and I remember saying it, that we've had a communique, and some of the things we are going to do, the postmortem we are going to do, are things like that. So it's not just a talk shop, but then it's reality. And I'm happy we have the Exim banks. Those who are helping us are the people we have on this table.
Right.
So he should just get in touch with us and walk her through whatever he wants to do, because people have vision, they don't have money. And it's up to us to make sure that
translate the vision into reality by supporting them. Right. So let's go to the phone lines and welcome Michael, who is calling us all the way from Equiapin South. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm terrific, by His grace. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm fine, sir.
Can you lower the volume on your radio a bit, on your TV a bit, please?
Yes, please.
Please, you can shoot now.
Okay. Please, I want to ask the GPHA boss. Last administration, they trained us for pineapple cultivation.
They screened you for?
Pineapple cultivation, pineapple.
Pineapple cultivation, yes.
Yes, please. Others were trained in vegetable productions.
Mm.
We were paid the stipends that they promised, but the support couldn't come as of today. So I had to ask him, how is he going to do about it for us?
Is it the Ghana GEPA? Are you talking about GEPA?
Yes, it's deeper. Yes.
All right. Okay. Sure. Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm sure he's a beneficiary of the Youth in Exports program.
Okay.
And yes. And then we are preparing to give them whatever that we have to give them.
Okay, it's in your questions if you look at your listener. So yes. I'll be coming to that. Youth in Exports program. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So he should rest assured.
He should rest assured, exactly.
All right.
But I think they've done some in the past because since I became the president for FAGE, I've seen a couple of people trained by GEPA. They don't just train them, but they also give them. Exactly. I've seen them giving them how they call it, planting materials and other inputs.
Right.
So I think that they are already doing it. I don't know why. Maybe
So we've done 2 cohorts.
Yeah.
The first cohort happened in 2019.
Right.
We trained 20 youth. Then this cohorts, so we pass them out.
Right.
Passing out, we give you planting material. We give you an acre of land close to your mentor.
Right.
Because the whole idea is for the anchor exporters to mentor you.
Right.
To coach you.
Sure.
To do the right thing. So they can offtake from you. So that one was very successful. Then we increased the number to about 100. In this 100, we added other value chains.
Yes.
So not only horticulture.
Right.
But I'm sure since it's coming from the eastern region, it will be in the horticulture as maybe pineapple.
Absolutely.
But that one we've not phased it out yet. So that's what I'm saying, that we are still in the process of phasing that one out. Yes.
Let's work out the lines and get. Let's welcome Victor, who is calling us from Nungwa, onto the. Victor, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Awesome. Please shoot.
So I think I've been following your discussion. I think it's a very productive one.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm a farmer. I started a year ago. I'm into maize and I also want to move into cashew.
Right.
So I want to know what kind of training that will be needed for the cashew production.
Okay. All right.
So that because I have interest in doing the cashew business as well.
All right, sure. Thank you very much indeed. Most grateful. Thank you for your call.
So cashew currently is under what we call the Tree Crop Development Authority.
Right.
Like I said, it was passed under Act 1010.
That's Mr. Okra.
Yes.
Okay.
So whatever training, tree crops can give you training, but at the same time, because Ghana's for Promotion Authority, they are to promote and they are promoting. They also give some sort of build their capacity.
Right.
So any of the two, he can. So I think that he should just get Fred's number,
right,
or my number,
right,
and then we'll direct him to where he can get those training.
Awesome. All right, that's great. So let's do one or two more. Rashid in Tamale says, let's not forget logistics. Without cold storage and better routes, we can't grow exports. What are the banks doing to invest in that? I think you've mentioned a litany of those things, but if you can.
Yeah, there are times that, for a client to add infrastructure,
yes,
it's just overburden.
Right.
So sometimes we come in to provide grant facilities,
right,
but not for all our facilities, so that we don't get overwhelmed. But where a road is very strategic,
right,
we've come in to provide capacity building, which is grant facilities, so that the roads can be worked on.
Yes.
Normally we will not do it hard, but we'll make it more feeder road, so that the goods can go in and come out.
Yes.
And when client is able to justify this, we come in to support. There are times too that we liaise with the necessary agencies and departments, so that when we do the funding, they also come in and do their bit to support the clients.
All right. Okay.
If I may add, in fact, when my CEO took office,
Yes.
what he did was
Yes.
to visit all our strategic partners. We
Right.
visited FIG, we visited GESM, we visited Shippers Authority.
Yes.
We have a framework, a working
Right.
framework with all of these institutions. I
Right.
think some of these things are in the action areas that we will be taking
Right.
going forward.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. All right, let's go on to the phone lines once again and welcome Godfred. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for your program.
Thank
And
you,
we
sir.
appreciate the good work you are doing for Mother Ghana.
Thank you, sir.
My best wishes to all fathers there,
All right.
especially David Skobo.
Right.
I'm an award winner and I know what he's capable of doing.
Okay.
So we thank God for him being there for us. Everything will be okay.
Also.
My main problem now in the sector, especially the mango industry,
Right.
is new productions, like establishing new mango farms.
Yes.
And I think the bank spoke about supporting farmers to establish more to support the factories.
Mm.
Yes, if you look at some of the sectors, the supply is higher than the demand. And if you look at some of the sectors, the demand is higher than the supply.
Right.
So I'll plead with them to do their due diligence to make sure the production that they will go into it, like for example, mango. We get all mango farms in the country fall by the rules and regulations, doing the right thing, getting the right applications like controlling of fruit fly, black bacteria spot, etc. before establishing a new farms, etc.
Right.
If care is not taken, we'll establish excessively and the supply will be higher than the demand and care will not be taken. So my core main issue now this afternoon is for them to work hard to support the already established farms, make sure they overcome all their challenges before we do expansion to help the industry. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you very much indeed, Godfred, who called in all the way from Juapong.
Can I respond to the mango?
Yes.
So you know, I was the national coordinator for the National Mango Growers Association.
Okay.
And one of the major things we did, and I want Godfred to be rest assured, that we are not talking about expansions. What we are talking about maintaining what we have.
Yes.
Currently, we have over 200,000 hectares. And for us, if we're able to maintain it, close the gaps, make sure that we do what is expected of us. When we go to the bank gives us the necessary facilities for us to maintain.
Yeah.
And we're able to get between 6 to 8 metric tons an acre. I tell you what, we'll be in business. And that will give us a better revenue than we establishing a new farms.
Yeah.
People like myself, if I want to establish a new farm, it's up to me. But I will never encourage government or them to put money into new plantations as far as mango is concerned. Whatever money they have for mangoes,
yes.
and that is one of the things FAGE is going to send to them, is to rather maintain. We should try to get them facilities to be able to maintain them. I know Gazim have issues with this mango plantation in the past.
Yeah.
For me, I felt that the mango people did their part. The Gazim did their part. If we can cease fire and rather look into specific areas like, look, people should come individually to come and access facility to maintain. This is what I think that we should be doing. But to expand or to be given free materials as far as mango is concerned, I think we need to hold on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could add
Yes, please.
something. I think the gentleman is perfectly right.
Yes.
As a bank, we are not in the mango sector. We are not looking at adding more. We, in time past, even the mango phase 2 alone was about 4,000 acres.
Right.
So we are done with that. What we now have identified that there are a lot of post-harvest losses.
Yes.
Right. So we are looking at processing, but this time around, not large-scale processing, but medium-scale, that is closer to the farms.
Absolutely.
To avoid long transportation and things like that. So it's something that the bank is working on.
I think the guy spoke about fruit flies. Some of the post-harvest losses are not just because the off-takers were not able to offtake, but because of the how do you call it, the fruit flies and pest and disease issues. And this is where I think that in as much as the bank is looking into adding value, the bank should also look into giving money for maintenance. Then so once you maintain, once you put money into, you do full-scale maintenance, I think the post-harvest losses one will minimize. You understand me? I'm not saying there's no problem, there are post-harvest losses, but let's do things right by investing in the production itself, not as in expansion, but as in maintenance, then also the how do you call it, the value addition.
Right.
And I'm happy to hear that you're not going to do the bigger ones, you're going to do the smaller one. I think that I'm looking at a day where you do the mobile, how do you call it, value addition, processing.
Yeah. Okay.
When once they have certification, we should be able to.
I'm told we have Martha on the line who's calling us from Hachu. Good evening, Martha.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yes, I just joined in the live session, and I have a question to ask. It's like, I think I've been hearing about agriculture. I want to know, is it possible to also export like local beverages? Just a question, yes, because I haven't heard anything pertaining to that. I'm just
Local beverages like Sobolo, Asana, and the rest?
Lamuji, Asana, exactly. Yes,
Lamuji and then the rest,
Yes,
okay.
they are part of us.
Yeah. All right, sure.
Okay, so the Federation of Association of Exporters is not just for agri.
Yes.
It's for what's the matter you are. So your concern is resolved. We're talking about agri because we were talking about the Horticulture Expo, hence driving agri to sustain the Expo itself.
Yeah.
So matter you are covered, come to Phage office, get in touch with the producers, they'll give you numbers, then we take it out from there.
I know my native pito is also, being exported.
Yes.
Absolutely.
When you go to UK,
get it in the shops, and you can enjoy some good pito.
In fact, if I may add, most of the things that we do in Ghana are exportable. Once you're able to meet the requirements of the market, you are good.
Right.
You have access to the market. So.
Right.
We are supporting a client who's bottled palm wine.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's doing very well
in
our Midtown shop. It's one of the fast movable products.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's in fact there's another gentleman that is raw cocoa. The cocoa bean,
yes,
he gets juice from it. It's fast movable, so everything is exportable.
The one I buy from a shop.
Yes, everything is exportable.
Once you do it right, you get the right certifications and you meet the standards, you are good.
Yes. My next question to you was going to be about what do we call it, post-harvest losses. But I think that you have spoken about it. If there are any things that you want to add with respect to what Phage is doing to deal with it. But before that, let me take Ama's message. Ama is in a crash. She says, GEPA and Phage must help more Ghanaians understand the export process. Many have the land and crops, but no idea how to even start.
Yes, so I think if you listen to my welcome address during Hot Expo, I said same, and His Excellency responded. Because and that was one reason why I said that, look, you could get somebody in Keita, a little girl in Keita, who doesn't have, she has vision, but not even a land. So that means that we need to do something about it. So once you have land, then you've gone past the vision.
Yes.
So we are still ready to be able to help. So Amma, don't get discouraged. I think that Phage, I'm happy you mentioned Phage and GEPA. SM is part. That is one thing you have to know. I sit here, and I'm proud to say that I have a whole backing, presidential backing, to move exports.
Yes.
And because the president...
Are you part of the committee that the president has inaugurated, including that he's sharing?
Yes,
to
I'm a member of the
exports,
24-hour economy.
Yes.
Yes, but besides that, also for Phage, I have promised to give President $5.5 billion by 2027 or more, and $10 billion or more by 2030.
Right.
And so he's looking up to, and because of that, he's directed Ghana as him to work closely with me to make sure that we help all our members.
Yes.
So whether you are a member or not, and you have any vision in that direction, just reach out to us.
Right.
And we'll see how best we'll help you.
I understand we have our last caller. That's going to be Seth from Takoradi. We have barely 3 minutes to wrap up. Good evening, Seth. Hello, Seth. Hello, Seth. Good evening, sir. Hello, Seth. I think he's off, So we couldn't have even... the time is not our friend at this moment. So let me come to Mr. Asante Omani for your closing remarks, and then we have barely 3 minutes to wrap up.
Okay, so quick one. I think that sitting here, collaboration is key in all of these things that we are doing.
Right.
So I think that we have to strengthen our collaboration, especially GEPA, FIG, and EXIM.
Yes.
Once you're able to strengthen our collaboration, know where we are going. Like Chairman Kobo said, in 2030, they don't give 10 billion.
Yes. Or more.
Or more. If you don't collaborate, we will not be able to achieve that.
Absolutely.
So I still want to say that let's collaborate. Let's be meeting on a regular basis amongst us. Let's form technical committees to be working with the exporters.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, my final words is that our executives are very committed.
Right.
And we are the arrowhead when it comes to export financing in the country.
Yeah.
We have the lowest interest rates in the industry.
Right.
And we are very committed to supporting exporters.
Right.
Either advisory or loans. Most of the time, people just come to us for loans. We also provide advisories. We also provide guarantees.
Yes.
So our doors are always open. We have 5 branches. Our Accra office. We have an office in Takoradi, Tamale, Kumasi, and Ho. Just walk into our offices, and we'll be glad to welcome and help you.
I'll be looking forward to an office in Wa.
Okay.
For me, Faith, I think we are here to make sure that we champion this export because we are the private sector.
Right.
The 2 gentlemen are from the public sector. So if you talk about, I have said the government doesn't have a business to do business.
Yes.
So we should be doing the business, and we want to really spearhead it. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Ghana Zim, GEPA, Fidelity Bank, and the rest of the sponsors, those who sponsored the Horticulture Expo. I think that they've done good services to the industry because if you look at the crowd, like I said, and the outputs, all we can say is we just want to thank them and let them know that we are going to come back to them, not just for them to sponsor, but we are going to come up with them all the findings. We need to share the communique with them and see how best we can all work together to move Ghana forward. Then we're also promising His Excellency that by 2027, we are happy to say that we can do the $5.5 billion or more, and 2030, $10 billion or more. Thank you.
All right. So that's Mr. Davis Kobo, who is the president of the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters. That's FAGE. We also heard from Mr. Bright Evans Darko, who is the general manager SME banking at the Ghana Export Import Bank. That's Exim Bank, and indeed Mr. Fred Asante Omani, who is the head of Agribusiness Department, Ghana Export Promotion Authority. They are the 3 gentlemen we've been doing the discussion with tonight. And remember, we've been taking a look at how to drive Ghana's export-led growth through horticulture. We looked at unlocking finance capacity as well as global market access. We say big thanks to you, gentlemen, for obliging us for this session. We're truly grateful also to our sponsors, Ghana Revenue Authority, Well PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link Network Services, Meridian Port Services, MPS, and indeed Phoenix Insurance. Remember, the show is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA. We entreat you to watch the abridged version of Iron Port on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on Ghana Television, GTV. God willing, next week we shall bounce back with another wonderful edition of your favorite Iron Port. My name is Kennedy Mona. We thank you so much for choosing us. We wish you a super week ahead, and we pray you continue to watch the rest of our programs here.